Yesterday on BrainStormAcres, Irene took us on a partial tour of our outside garden. We've identified what the bug was.
Jack, you're in my flowers again. Ah! Oh, cool, a bug. Neat, neat bug. Neat, neat. I know that bugs like this are not a big treat some other places, but that's a water-based bug. So yeah, we don't see those too often here. We have strawberries. We have a variety of different colors of sunflowers. Cosmos, no idea what color that's going to be because it's from a mixed batch. These are California poppies. That's ageratum, which is, you can see, just starting to bloom. It's going to be blue. Sweet Williams, I don't remember what color they are. There's also some sweet peas back here, which I will trellis up if they grow big enough. Sweet Williams are possibly perennials here. We don't know for sure. We know that they're cousins because they're all in the dianthus family. We have other varieties of dianthus here that are perennials. These little fuzzy guys, and when I say fuzzy, I just mean they take over the world, are actually violas. And this little guy here will be a love and a mist. Somebody's been munching in here. We've been having trouble with that again, but we may take care of that soon. Let's see, moving over. These are peppermint. They were not supposed to be here. They volunteered. So I'll have to decide how much I'm going to allow them to take over the world. California poppies. Snapdragons have been chopped off. I am not happy with that. Snapdragons sometimes, if they're in the right area around here, can be perennials. So that's a weed. We don't need him. There are some dianthus in here, and you can see one of the, right back here. Right here, you can see one of our smiley faces, and there's a bunch more down here from the violas. Let's see, so that is a hollyhock. There's lots of viola flowers blooming in here. California poppies, dianthus. That guy there is a bachelor button, and there's several other ones in here. There's another cosmos back there. There is a dog in here who is not supposed to be in here. That is Jack, my service dog. There is also lupins. He likes that location because it's watered, so it's cool. Mom does not like that location. Mommy needs to put up a fence again. I was trying to avoid the fence thing, but I guess we're going to have to. This is a brand new bed. Was not here last year. And we've spent the last month or so getting it in place. Zinnias, Cosmos, Rudbeckia through the middle here, which is black-eyed Susans. More sunflowers, more Cosmos, Jazzy. Okay, that's zinnias. That's a lupine. These are zinnias again, different variety. Lots and lots of zinnias over in this area. Bachelor buttons just getting ready to bloom. These are Gomphrena, also known as globe amaranth. Mostly pinks and purples this year. They're sort of fuchsia colors. I think there's a couple of white ones too. This is a type of marigold. This is the Gem series by Johnny's. The smell is amazing for all of these things, and they will bloom all summer. Everybody needs to be fertilized. So, celosia, that's from Haas Tools. Century, yes, it is Century. Couldn't remember who. So I have two varieties, Century and Chief, and this is Century. So these should get much bigger, and they should bloom like crazy all summer. So we'll see. I haven't grown celosia in lots and lots of years, so we'll see how that goes. Lavender. This is a cutting off the gigantic lavender plant that you saw before. And this is the brassica forest. A small bit of newspaper advertisement escaped the other day, and I keep finding it all over the yard, so that's going to have to come up. But things across the back here. We have Brussels sprouts, we have cabbage, we have more Brussels sprouts, we have kohlrabi, we have rutabaga, that's a potato, onions, geez Louise. Okay. I'm wondering if the deer got in here last night. Have to have a conversation with husband. More potatoes. Those used to be, before they were eaten last night, cabbage. Now what I expect at this time of year is I expect this. I expect this problem here. You see that? Those are buggies. And I can spray for those. We've been having some flea beetle problems over in here, but I can't spray for that. That's something big. I would say it's a deer. Okay, another set of jobs to do. We had some devastation last night. No, tomatoes are fine. However, about half of the leeks are eaten, and the tops of 2 of the cabbage are eaten here, and I'm betting on deer.
I was going to say, I thought I saw a deer track over here.
You did, because look.
Okay. All right.
So we have to work on our fencing quickly. In between all the other things we have to work on. This again is again a rebuilt bed. Hollyhocks, columbine, more hollyhocks. These hollyhocks self-seeded. Cosmos. I was wondering what color that was going to be. That's the first time that's bloomed, so we didn't know. There are violets back here, lots and lots of them. The heart-shaped leaves are all violets. Bachelor buttons, more zinnias, another cosmos with a fly on it. Yeah, we have like a very cool selection of cosmos this time, so that's neat. Snapdragons, more violets, ageratum, marigolds. There's some marigolds coming up here, a different variety. These will get big. These tend to stay short and bushy. Some of this is self-seeded, so it is where it is, kind of, you know. It makes kind of a mess. The new, well, this part of the bed, the narrow part here that had just iris in it, has been here for a couple of years and has done okay, but we decided it was too narrow, so it was too hard to build up enough moisture. One of the problems you have when you're as dry as we are is that you need to have sort of critical sizes in terms of beds. Otherwise, it's simply hard to keep it wet enough if you're in direct sun all day, which this is. So we left the iris. We spread them out a little bit so that they sort of slopped into some of the new stuff. There's a hollyhock that's self-seeded, and the rest of this has been planted pretty recently. So we have zinnia here. We have snapdragons and bachelor buttons and, you know, cosmos, celosia, ageratum. Ding. That's the greenhouse alarm that goes off several times a day to remind me to check the greenhouse. It's not as hot today, so we're fine. I've already been out there. I was out there at 7 this morning. More globe amaranth. I mentioned that I have an assortment of colors. There was one over here that had a white flower on it the other day, but I'm not seeing. Oh, there it is. Yep, there it is. White flower, portulaca. Very excited about them. Love portulaca, and had a hard time getting them planted out because I have to have some place right on the edge where I could see them. Otherwise, they'll get swamped in all the bigger plants. So we've got more cosmos and all kinds of other things popping up in here. Some self-seeded hollyhocks. We just usually let them go. I got in here and got out most of the weeds the other day. There's some tiny ones popping up, but I'm not going to worry about them until they get a little bit bigger. That is calendula. Yeah, that is calendula. Cool. I had a few calendula plants that just had to come out of the greenhouse. I actually did not plan to plant them in here, but we figured, what the heck, we'll plant them. Calendula will overwinter here most years, so That's a cool thing. We're trying to establish more plants that will come back and do their own thing every year without our help. And then we have the really big mess. You can see that Jack has moved off the flowers and moved to another location, not quite as inconvenient as the previous one. So some of these are actually flowers that are being held in the shade while we finish these beds. This has been a well-established bed for quite a while, and it has violets and chrysanthemums. You can see there's several chrysanthemums in here. That one's going to bloom despite everything. But this section of the bed did not have hardware cloth on the bottom of it, so we're fixing that this year. There's also another lavender plant here, which was planted out there 2 years ago maybe, and it's loving that location, so very happy with that. Self-seeded hollyhock. Climb over here, and this bed is being rebuilt with more irrigation and deeper and wonderfuler and stuff like that. So that is what we mean when we say it is armored. It has hardware cloth in the bottom of it, and then the dirt is put back in on top, and the goal there is to keep the gophers from digging up underneath and eating everything, because nobody told us when we moved here that would be a problem, and we learned that the hard way. So that's where we are right now. Yeah, that's where we are. I'm glad they didn't get all the cabbage at least. There's 3 in here that are being eaten by bugs instead. I can spray for bugs. I can't spray for deer. I will need to take out the 3 cabbage that have been eaten because they will not come back. Once the cabbage head is damaged like that, it won't come back. The drama starts again. We had major problems last fall with deer, and we were hoping that they would stay away this year, because it's, last year at the end of the season, we were dealing with severe drought that had gone on for months and months, and there was nothing out there for them to eat. This is where we're moving things when they come out of the greenhouse. It's too hot in there for brassicas. So I'll start the brassicas in there, and then I'll move them out here and grow them to maturity. If I sneak in here, you can see we have some very nice kohlrabis that I need to harvest out of there. Thanks for sharing our drama this morning. Yeah, it was a little more drama than I planned on, but that happens sometimes. That's sort of typical. You usually find something that's gone on that you didn't expect. My goal now is to simply go through. I'm going to start down here, and I'm going to go through the beds, make sure everything's getting sufficient irrigation, and if it's not, I will add more irrigation lines. And yeah. So please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because obviously we're going to be doing lots more. Yeah, there's lots going on. So until next time, bye.